By the end of my presidential term, there'd be over 500,000 troops in Vietnam, with 16,500 deaths in 1968 alone.
We were very worried about Lyndon's health and had talked about his not running again. In fact, in his State of the Union address in 1968, I thought he would announce it. He did not. He repeatedly said that his concern was how it would look to the troops and to the families.
You know, what if they would say, oh sure, President Johnson can get out, but we can't. I was to give a speech on March the 31st, 1968 about the situation in Vietnam, and I had decided I would announce I would not run again. But I told my aides not to say a word, as I might still change my mind. But that question about what the families would think was brought home hard the very morning I was to give that speech. My daughter Linda arrived home at 7 a.m. after seeing her husband off for his Vietnam deployment. She looked tired and lonely and bewildered. And she looked at me and said, "Why did Chuck have to go to Vietnam to fight and maybe die for people who did not even want to be protected?" At 9 p.m. that night, I addressed the nation.
Whenever Lyndon spoke, I would critique him about his delivery, choice of phrasing, length of time, and in many campaign speeches I would slip him notes saying to bring the speech to a close. This night, I simply whispered in his ear, "Remember, pacing and drama." I believe it was his best speech ever. He clearly described the situation and announced another bombing halt, which could begin bargaining for peace. Then he said,
"With America's sons in the fields far away, with America's future and their challenge right here at home, with our hopes and the world's hopes for peace in the balance every day, I do not believe that I should devote an hour or a day of my time to any personal partisan causes or to any duties other than the awesome duties of this office, the presidency of your country. Accordingly, I shall not seek and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president. But let men everywhere know, however, that a strong, a confident, and a vigilant America stands ready tonight to seek an honorable peace and stands ready tonight to defend an honored cause. Whatever the price, whatever the burden, whatever the sacrifice that duty may require. Thank you for listening. Good night, and God bless all of you.